We're getting one of the grossest and stupidest storylines from the Witcher books in season 2 of Netflix's The Witcher. God help us all. Even God can't fix this. Hey, warning, there are spoilers for season 2 of Netflix's The Witcher. If you don't want spoilers, please don't watch. I'm going to be talking about leaks, including leaked photos, video, rumors, and whatnot. So if you don't want spoilers, just don't watch, alright? Alright. Glad we had this talk. Alright, those of you that have read The Blood of Elves, the first book in the main Witcher saga, you know that Geralt and Ciri head to Kaer Morhen, his old Witcher school, to hang out for a while. There are also other Witchers that are wintering there, including Geralt's father figure, Vesemir. They eventually message Triss when Ciri's powers become a bit too much for them, and when they realize a bunch of men raised by other men really aren't good with a teenage girl. And periods. What a shocker. Triss spends a winter at Kaer Morhen helping Ciri until she's even like, hey, we need to move her to the Temple of Melitele, and we also need someone more experienced than me, which means Yennefer. Which, if you remember from season 1, you know that Yennefer and Geralt are separated. Well, this time in the books they are also separated, so Geralt reaching out to her via a letter saying, hey, I need your help is going to be super awkward. But we're not talking about Yennefer, we're talking about Triss. So what happens after this, after they winter at Kaer Morhen, so Geralt, Ciri, and Triss end up doing the whole wagon plotline where they're heading to Melitele. They meet up with some good characters, Yerpin. But Triss ends up getting sick, and she just ends up shitting herself, and Geralt has to take care of her, and it's a whole thing where she is just so sick, and she is just massive diarrhea, and Geralt's trying to take care of her until eventually it's like, well, fuck. But Ciri does end up going to the Temple of Melitele, and then Yennefer ends up going there and helping her out. So the latest leak is that Triss's actress Anna has been spotted along with the actors for Vesemir, Geralt, Cohen, Lambert, Eskil, and Ciri at the Arborfield Studios, where scenes of Kaer Morhen are being filmed. So we are getting the same storyline from the books, or at least the main gist of it, of Triss at Kaer Morhen in the show too. You may be wondering at this point, why am I so against this storyline? Why do I think it's trash? It's just not because Triss ends up shitting herself the entire time. Triss is a little bit of a rapist, or she sexually assaulted Geralt. She used magic to trick him into fucking her, and then kept throwing herself at him after he said, like, hey, this can't happen, I don't like this. And Triss was even like, yeah, the reason why I enjoyed Geralt is I enjoyed his guilt and his angst over sleeping with me, a friend of Yennefer, and blah, blah, blah. So Triss is kind of a cunt in the books. In the video games, I hear she is the most majestic being in the world. So I think they're doing a middle ground in the show. I'm hopeful, because I don't want to see the rapist Triss in the show, which so far they haven't shown a lot of sexual tension between her and Geralt, so I think those two sleeping together isn't gonna be a thing. I think the Triss we're going to see in the show is going to be a lot more dignified than book Triss. I'm still very disappointed with the decisions they made for Triss in the show, but I think it's a great thing that they're doing an in-between of the video games where she's basically a goddess. I mean, so many people talk about how much they love video game Triss versus the books where Triss is kind of not great. Also, you want to know what's creepy about that? When I'm like, oh, hey, she used magic and stuff and waited till Geralt was at a low point with Yennefer to get in there and fuck him, and then she was feeding off his negative emotions. And I actually had so many people defending Triss and that you can't sexually assault men. If you use drugs or components and you prey on someone and wait for the right moment to get them in bed, and then you keep throwing yourself at them after they're like, hey, stop, no, yeah, you're a bad person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that she has a vagina, so we think that it's okay. It's not okay. But, you know, just keep defending women sexually assaulting men. Sure, that's gonna work out in the long run. So kind of what I'm hoping they're going with here is that we are getting the Triss storyline. She is going to go to Kaer Morhen. She is going to help with Ciri, especially her womanly things, and then convince Geralt, hey, we need to move Ciri and we need someone more experienced. I like that we're probably going to get that, but without the romance mixed in, because I don't think show Triss is gonna be at all interested in Geralt. She seems a lot more mature and refined than what she is in the books. I don't know the video game, sorry guys. I'm working on it. I want to play through the video game so I understand the just epic love for Triss. Yeah, I'll like this part of the storyline a lot better if we don't have Triss just throwing herself at Geralt and knowing that he doesn't want it and still trying to... It's a whole thing. So if we could not have that, that would be great. I will say there are definitely changes they've made to Triss from the books that I am happy about, and I think her not being all over Geralt is one of those good things. But you know, maybe you really like that storyline, maybe you're chill with sexual assault towards men, you can let me know in the comment section down below. You can be like, hey, it's okay, she was a hot ginger. And yes, she is a redhead in the books. I know people say chestnut. That's a whole other translation error thing, and I would love to do an entire video about it because people that are new to the Witcher books are kind of like throwing that out, like, oh, haha, she's not a redhead in the books, and it's like, well, she is, and the authors come out and said she is, and it's a whole translation error thing. Anyways, I'm gonna do a whole separate video on that for people that aren't aware of that issue. I know most of you are just chill, and when I'm like, Triss is a redhead in the books, you're like, oh, sweet, okay. But there's always like that one or two people that are like, actually, she's not. And I have to go, actually, she is. Come on. I mean, you can say I'm wrong, but you can't say the author is wrong. The author has the final decision on his characters. You silly bitch. Anyways, like, subscribe, and come back for videos where I am in them, but also this unicorn. Okay, make sure you like and subscribe, otherwise this unicorn will come into your bedroom tonight and sexually assault you like Triss did Geralt.